Hello, wizards. How are you doing today? Are you experiencing some challenges in your spiritual awakening journey? Today, I'm going to share with you how the challenges that we experience in our spiritual awakening journey can actually help us ascend to higher stages of consciousness, can actually help us to raise our frequency. You see, many times we experience many levels of challenges in our spiritual awakening journey, such as, financial challenges, relationship challenges, health challenges, spiritual challenges. And when we encounter these challenges, we sometimes feel that, they are obstacles. They are not something that we desire. It would be nice that they were not there at all, right? But in my journey, I have found again and again that the challenges, they sometimes act as vibrational stoppers so that we can understand what we should not be doing anymore, you see. And it helps us to stay in higher vibrational states of being and not drop in lower vibrational state of being, and in doing that we ascend to higher stages of consciousness. Let me share with you how I experienced that same thing in my own journey. For the last few months, I have been experiencing some health challenges, and when these health challenges were coming up, I noticed one thing happening, that they used to limit my activity, my physical activity, right? I would be less productive. I would not be able to do the things that I would like to do, making videos or, working on my programs or working on my business, which I'm really passionate about. I was noticing that I was not able to do nearly as much as I was doing. And it was frustrating me. It was making me feel that, oh my God, why these challenges? Once they will be over, I will go back to doing exactly what I was doing. I will be back in my productive self, doing all the things, right? Now, something interesting started happening is that you will notice that when you're experiencing challenges, it could be any challenges, but when I was experiencing health challenges, one thing that happens to us, we experience a lower vibrational state of being. For example, worry, frustration, stress, fear, anxiety, all that thing was coming up. It was making me feel like, not nice, right? And that is when I started noticing something really interesting. I started noticing that my intuition was guiding me to do something which is really high vibrational, something that I really resonate with. For example, for the last few months, I really followed my inspiration and resonance towards art, towards painting, something that I was not doing for almost 14 years. The last time I sketched or painted, was like when I was a kid, basically. Suddenly I was noticing that inspiration and I went there, because anyways, my health challenges was keeping me down. So I was like, well, let's go there. And not only I was painting and sketching, but I started noticing an inspiration to find out about other artists and find out about artists whom I can get inspired from. So I started following artists and discovering artists in Instagram. I did not used to do Instagram much, but I found out a lot of the artists I can get inspired from there on Instagram. So I started following a lot of artists. And whenever my health challenges would become a little too overwhelming, when I was feeling a little too not nice, I noticed that my intuition guided me to follow artists, watch their artwork, or sometimes made me paint, sometimes it made me sketch. And all of these things when I would do, I would notice that I would keep myself pivoted to a high vibrational place. It would keep myself from going down into lower vibrational states of being, such as worry, frustration, all of that stuff. It would keep me anchored to a higher vibrational place, right? So I started noticing this thing happening again and again. Every time I would start feeling some negative emotion, it would guide me. The intuition would guide me to a place to do something that would help me anchor to a high vibrational place. Now, as I kept doing more of that, I painted a lot, I sketched a lot. I have now an art Instagram page where I'm trying to upload my artwork. I have a Facebook page also where you can find out my artwork. Maybe I'll link it in the description. But what I started noticing was this really interesting transformation as I followed my inner guidance, was that I started noticing and reflecting back and understanding that the way I was doing and the way I was operating in my life, or what I would call myself my productive self, that I thought was robbed of when I experienced those health challenges, I was not resonating at all to go back to that previous way of doing things anymore. The more I acted on my resonances, painted and did all of that stuff, I started understanding the lesson behind those challenges. The challenges were telling me that that previous way of productivity, the previous way of doing things, which I was kind of like was stuck in, it wanted me to shift to a different way of doing things, because when I started painting and doing art, I became more spontaneous. I started understanding how powerful my intuition is, because most of my art comes from my intuitive abilities. When I'm painting or I'm sketching, I am basically in the flow state. I'm just trusting my hands. I'm just trusting my inspiration, whatever it wants to do. And it happens. It's so magical and it's so powerful and it's so accelerating that it told me and it made me understand I can live my life this way. I do not need to go back to that old way. And that challenge, that health challenge, it allowed me to take a break from the previous way of doing things and allowed me to shift to this new way of doing. In a way, now I understood that the challenges that come in our life are like vibrational stoppers. Think about it. Think of a pipe and think that there's water in the pipe, okay? And water, the more it moves up, it moves to higher and higher frequencies or higher stages of consciousness, like much like we have. Like, you have your chakras and your energy moves up to higher and higher chakras and you become more and more high frequency version of yourself, right? Now think about it. If the pipe is there and then there is water and it's usually at this level, right? And it goes like this. It never goes too higher from that. Now, if you need to move it higher, there's one way you can do it is you can take a stopper and you put it below so that it does not go below that place. It's like a vibrational limiter, a stopper. So the water gets now forced to higher places, because the moment you not want to move below this, you are going to experience resistance, the stopper, right? These challenges that we experience in our journey, they are vibrational stoppers. They are stopper mechanisms. They create resistance whenever we want to do things which is a lower vibrational way of operating. I understood that many of the things that I was doing before, which I used to think like once my health challenges are over, I will go right back to that previous old way of doing things. But when I learned my lessons, I understood I'll never go back to that way of doing things anymore, because many of the things that I was doing, I was not doing entirely out of inspiration. I was doing it out of a desire to create an outcome in the future, because of fears, because of anxieties, because of trying to be in control of life. All of those things were fueling it, but because I was in the cycle, in the loop, in the muck of things, I was not recognizing it. And my higher self wanted me to recognize it and come out of it. And the way it did was creating those health challenges, which forced me to stop doing all of those things, limited me to a higher frequency range. It actually did not make less productive. It allowed me to do other things which I would not probably do, allow myself to do, in my schedule, painting and sketching and whatnot. But I had to do it because every time I move down in frequency, I experience that resistance, right? So are some of these things happening in your life? If some of these challenges that are present in your life, if you're noticing that these challenges are stopping you from moving down in frequency, that you cannot stay in that frustrated place anymore, that you cannot stay in that anxious place anymore. And it's asking you to move up in frequency. It's asking you to, do all the things that you're inspired to do. Allow yourself to go there. Because when you go there, when you allow yourself to go in that place of resonance, when you follow your inspiration and whatnot, you will find out why these challenges came here in the first place. No experience comes as an accident. Every experience has a purpose, and the purpose of every experience, as we understand in wizard consciousness, is for your up-leveling and growth, right? So if challenges are present in your life, start seeing what these challenges are redirecting you towards. Because once you go there, you'll find out the lesson, and soon the challenge experience will go away because they have done its job. They have done their job, right? So I hope you have resonated with what I've shared with you today. Let me know if some of these things are present in your life. Let me know in the comment. I would love to know about your experiences. And if you want to stay connected with me, I am currently writing newsletter posts where I am sharing my wisdom on wizard consciousness, how you can ascend to the fourth density stage of consciousness. Wizard consciousness can live magically and allow abundance to flow into your life through my newsletters. I am personally crafting those newsletters. I am writing them. If you want to receive those newsletters in your mail, sign up for my newsletters. The link will be in the description of my video, right? And I'm also offering private one-on-one coaching sessions, spiritual integration sessions, which are usually 1 hour in duration at the moment. If you want to have a private one-on-one coaching session with me, just reach out to me in my mail. My official email ID will be given in the description of the video. Reach out to me. Let me know that you are interested in a one-on-one session, and I will share with you how to book a session with me, right? So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Give this video a like if you have resonated, and watch some of my other videos on the spiritual awakening journey, which will appear in your screen here. Go watch them, and I'll see you again soon. Have fun.